I just gotta eat a little bit. It's been a busy morning. This lighting is better. All right. Hello, my name is Aisha Beau and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my infamous wash and go. I am a wash and go girl through and through. I love them so much, but lately I've actually been into twist outs and then obviously experimenting with other styles. I've had my hair straight as of late, I had extensions, I had braids, and then obviously a twist out. So I'm going to be revisiting my classic wash and go look. I'm a little bit nervous, I'm not gonna lie, because I did do a lot of heat styling in the fall of last year. So I'm like, what's the pattern looking like? Is there a pattern? So we're gonna see today what's going on. Thankfully, I do know how to maneuver it in the event that there are a few straggly ends and pieces, but I feel like doing a wash and go is gonna help me to assess where there is some damage. If there is any, there might not be any. That way I can course correct and make sure that I am properly taking care of my hair. I love a twist out, but the thing about a twist out is you can manipulate your hair to make it as defined as you'd like or as loose as you'd like. So I don't really get to grasp what the texture is giving. So I'm gonna do a twist out, a wash and go, and as I'm doing so, I'm also going to give you a life update. We're just gonna talk about life and everything. I'm gonna try to go through all the things: relationship, work, motherhood, friendship, all of the above. Yeah, so let's get into it, because as you can see, your girl's hungry and I just had like a little bit of a snack and I want to finish so I can go eat some real food. Products we are going to be using today. I'm going to be using my current favorite leave-in conditioner. It's the Shea Moisture Bond Repair leave-in conditioner. Ever since I got introduced to the Bond Repair collection, I've been obsessed because it helped with my journey from having, heat damage and just making sure that my hair was a lot stronger and more moisturized and hydrated. And I think that the collection as a whole is the reason why my twist outs look just so moisturized and so beautiful and shiny. And then we're gonna do Old Faithful, because you know me, and if it ain't broke, okay, I'm gonna be using my favorite gel for wash and goes, and that is the Aunt Jackie's Don't Shrink Flaxseed Elongating Curling Gel. This has been my go-to for years and the best gel for me in my wash and goes. I feel like it has a great hold, it's not crunchy, it doesn't flake, and yeah, it's just amazing. So we're gonna do that. Let me take the hand down. I sectioned it off in the shower, as I always do. And then I, went about like my post-shower routine, lotion, deodorant, skincare, all the things. So my hair is not soaking wet right now, which is good, because I don't really like my hair to be soaking wet when I do my wash and goes, or any style for that matter. I think back in the day, I used to be obsessed with like the super soaking wet wash and go look, but I grew out of that. And I became more in love with my actual texture of hair and not trying to achieve a particular look. And I feel like that is what was happening when I wanted my hair to always look like wet and really defined and whatnot. But I think that a lot of people, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but a lot of people, when they go natural, that is kind of one of the first things that you do. You kind of go for that like super OD defined look. And I kind of blame it on mainstream media, because we're constantly seeing these women with, natural hair. I mean, I'm not going to do quotation marks. They do have natural hair and natural curls, but they're like ethnically ambiguous, and their hair is like 3A or B. And, the curls are looking a lot different than how, our curls, us type 4 women, our curls are looking. So a lot of times we go into the natural hair journey with a different set of expectations on how exactly our hair should look and feel and whatnot. But I think once we get through that and figure out our particular look and style and comfort level, then I think that changes. And I know that that was the case for me for sure. You know, I went from being so obsessed with that wet, OD defined look to then being into frizz and volume and density, which I think makes natural hair look even more beautiful. I have a disclaimer, there is one thing that kind of sucks. My Dyson diffuser, which I'm very annoyed about, it just won't like turn on. So I might need to actually let my hair air dry, which I don't do anymore with a wash and go. I do with a twist out, but not with a wash and go, because I like my wash and goes to be like big and voluminous. And I feel sometimes when I let my hair air dry with a wash and go, it's not as much. If I'm in the house, especially too. I think if I let my hair air dry with a wash and go outside with like a little bit of humidity and whatnot, then it'll do something a little bit different. So I'm a little annoyed by that, but I don't know. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to see if I can turn it on when I'm done. But if it doesn't go on, then I'm just gonna have to let it air dry. And then then I'll come back tomorrow so you can see when my hair is fully dried and what it looks like. But yeah. And if it doesn't go on, then I need to get a new diffuser, which is very annoying. And I like the Dyson one a lot. It's just expensive, so I'm like, dang, I gotta go buy that. You know, I'm trying to be conservative with my money these days. You know, motherhood is quite expensive, and I did take time off for maternity leave, so I'm essentially like playing catch up because, you know, as an entrepreneur, if I don't work, I don't get paid. And because of the fact that I did not work for like 3 months, for real, my funds are not as lucrative as they were in the past, you know, which is fine because, you know, I made the preparations beforehand for that, but it's just so annoying when you gotta like grind it out when you get back. But, you know, it is what it is, and I signed up for this life, so I have no doubt. And I also, you know, my faith in God and in myself is so strong, so I'm not worried about how things will go. I just take it a day at a time, you know what I'm saying? So I'm putting this leave-in conditioner in, and I'm making sure that I'm detangling my hair. I have emphasized this in videos in the past, the importance of detangling your hair as you style. It just allows your hair to take the product a lot better, and for the style to really, really, really last and do its thing. So I'm feeling like a little pain in my side right now. Oh Lord, the video just started. I can't be getting a pain. Let's see, maybe I'm not standing up straight. Last night was somewhat of a rough night of sleep for Shay and I. My baby boy, who is 3 months currently, he's gonna be 4 months in like 2 days. His first tooth has popped up. Yes, little 3-month-old baby has a tooth. Let me see what's going on. Oh, look at that. Oh, look, let me see the tooth. The tooth is coming in. I know. You're trying to eat the phone. Here, let me see. Yep, let me see it, Bubs. Let me see it. Not the tight mouth. You're making a tight mouth. I'm just like, what in the world is happening right now? Like, he's just getting too big. I'm like, I can't take it. My little baby, my little bean. I'm like, how in the heck does he have a tooth already? They were like, you know, teething usually starts around 6 months and blah, blah, blah. Or like you'll feel like, you know, he'll start to, you know, have a watery mouth and all that stuff, but not actual teeth. He has like a little tooth coming in on the bottom. And I'm just like, oh my God. Ooh, see, I should have detangled that better. Over here rushing and running my mouth. Yeah, so because of the fact that he's teething right now, he's been in a bit of discomfort. It hasn't been terrible, thankfully, but he's been in a little bit of discomfort, so I feel bad for my baby boo. All right, here we go. I'm putting the gel in. Oof, it's been so long since I've done a wash and go. I'm like, do I remember how to do it? No, it's been like months, not like over a year. I mean, I have not done a wash and go this year. I will say that. All right. So we're putting the gel on all parts of the hair, and then I like to rake it through, make sure that it is completely saturated. I also feel like my hair is longer now, so I think that is like weighing down the curls a little bit, which is interesting. But all right, I'm seeing them spring up a bit, seeing some curls here. Yeah, but my hair is a lot longer now, like a lot. Okay, yeah. Okay, so far not bad. The length is crazy. I'm also concerned about how this wash and go is going to look in the front, because usually I have a bang situation in the front. Right now, my hair was just like long in the front, so it doesn't really have like that bang shape like I usually do, so I'm just gonna have to leave it. We're just going with it today. We're just going with it. We're gonna see how it looks and decide from there, like, do I want to go and cut bangs again, or do I want to just like rock with it? Maybe I'll like throw my hair to the side and see how that works. But yeah, so far the curls are looking pretty good. And as you can see, I just raked the product through my hair. I didn't like do anything fancy. I didn't like shingle my hair. I didn't shake it or anything like that. I didn't use a Denman brush. So this is all like my own texture, my own curl pattern, which I appreciate, and which is the reason why I love a wash and go. Because it really emphasizes the uniqueness in our patterns and textures. But I just don't love the name wash and go, because like, who's and going? Like, you know, this is a process, honey. This does not go quickly. Right? Cool. I have to look in the mirror, the actual mirror, because I'm looking at the monitor right now. It's not giving me an in-depth look like I need. But yeah, it looks good so far. It looks very good. All right, so let's talk about life. How are you doing? I want you to let me know in the comment section how you're doing. Like, I really feel like we need to develop a mutually beneficial relationship where I hear about you and your life. And I actually reply to comments and remember people's like photos. Like, there's some people on here, and you know who you are, who follow me, who are subscribed here on YouTube and on Instagram, or just one. And I remember, I know who you are, like, over the years. So don't hesitate, don't be shy. I know I have a lot of like silent viewers, which I completely understand, but if ever you want to, you know, chit chat, I'm here for it. But I guess I'll start with relationship. David and I are still married. And still very much in love with one another. I think parenthood has definitely tested us in new ways, and I think that we're learning how to relate to each other in different ways now through parenthood. David, I remember in the early days I was talking to him, because I'm very big on like, how are you feeling, how are you doing, and just like asking questions and making sure that I'm checking in on a regular basis. And he was like, you know, he's good for the most part, but this is when I was like in the trenches of postpartum depression. And he's like, you know, I just feel like I have to learn how to be a different husband. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, he just needs to, you know, take a different approach to our communication, dealing with my emotions and supporting me and finding ways to support me and whatnot. And I was like, I mean, I guess that, you know, that makes sense, because we're evolving in our relationship and things are a lot different, you know, like David and I used to literally vegetate all day on the weekends and in the evenings and just watch our shows. And now we try our best to do that, but it's like broken up because Shay has to take a nap, he has to eat, we have to play with him in between it and make sure that we're like giving him the attention as well. And then on top of that, we are exhausted because we didn't sleep the night before. So quality time looks a lot different than it was before. And um, and that's something that he and I have to, we've been trying to navigate, and we're just making sure that we are still doing things together, still looking out for each other. And yeah, I think the good thing is that we have been able to do that. The only, the bad thing, I'm not going to lie and say that everything has been perfect, but there have definitely been more arguments and disagreements on, whether it's like, let me hold him, let me see, let me try and see what he's going through or whatever, or like kind of snapping on each other, out of nowhere, or maybe even just like conversations about money, and like there have definitely been more disagreements lately. And the good thing though, I think that David and I have set up like a solid foundation to where we know like, okay, we have a disagreement, we're not gonna go too below the belt. Sometimes we fall short of the glory. We're not gonna go, but we do our best. We're not gonna go too below the belt. We're gonna talk to each other with respect, and also just try to find a resolution and explain ourselves and express ourselves in the process and communicate it through, to where we are not angry with each other for like days, and whatever. Because also at the end of the day, like, who got time when you have a child and you got a life and everything? Like, there is no time to be mad at your partner for days and weeks and months and all that foolishness. Like, I know some people who are like that, and they're always mad at their spouse, and them and their spouse are always fighting and always in some foolishness. I'm just like, life is hard enough. Like, I need my partner, I need my team, my partner in crime. I need my person. So because of that, we just gotta figure it out. So with that, we've been making sure that we are communicating as much as possible. And I think when people talk about communicating in relationships, they make it seem like it's so easy, but communication also looks like tears. It looks like frustration. It looks like sharing insecurities. It looks like, opening up on a different level and really digging in there, because I think a lot of times also what we're saying we're mad about is not always the exact thing that we're upset about. You know what I mean? Or at least I know I can speak for myself, because sometimes I'm frustrated about life. I'm frustrated about work. I'm frustrated about, motherhood and myself, and not being, so perfect at it all the time. So, any little thing kind of sets me off, so getting to the root of that and communicating is really helpful in making sure that not everything is personal, and the other person understands that, like, it's not because I hate you. It's just because right now I am tired as hell, or I am feeling less than, or I'm feeling insecure about something, and what you said just triggered me, or what you said did not make the situation better. So being open and communicating that is key. All right. Okay, so far the curls are looking good, and we didn't do too much with them, so I'm just letting them, do what they gotta do. I really can't get over how long my hair is right now. Like, woof. I have not started to experience postpartum hair loss yet, or I mean, maybe I have and I just don't notice it. I got a little bit of hair in my brush. I don't know. But I am hoping that if I do experience it, it's super minimal. I was sharing on Instagram that I am going to, if I do feel like I'm experiencing it, or maybe even just to prevent it, I'm going to look into taking Nutrafol again. I was like very big on Nutrafol for years, like for a few years. I really liked it. I feel like it helped a lot with my overall hair health, and maintaining that, like, volume and density and stuff. So I have seen commercials where they actually have something for postpartum. So for the, after having given birth. So I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna see, if I can take it as a breastfeeding mother, which I think I can, because I think that was one of the points that they made in the commercial. So I'm gonna take a look and see about that, and probably start taking Nutrafol again. I think a lot of times when it comes to your beauty routines, it's really important to do preventative care, as opposed to having to try to pick up the pieces and put things back together after the damage has already been done. So I'm gonna look into that and see about getting that started, because I mean, it also couldn't hurt, you know what I mean, like taking something to help with the health of the overall health of my hair in general. All right, coy. I still have this like super hard part down the middle from braids. And you know what? I'm not even helping the cause, because I just leave it in every style. I've just been with the middle part, so that's why it won't get better. You see how I continuously detangle? Even though I detangled before, I'm detangling again, because curly hair does that. If you prop it up in a clip or have it, touching itself for too long, it gets tangled again. And that is what's helping with the curls currently, making sure that my hair is properly detangled. Oof. So overall, the relationship is still good and still thriving, and I love my husband. I think one thing though that I wanna, I just haven't felt physically like myself when it comes to like intimacy and stuff. I think that just the trauma of like the pain of giving birth, and also the fact that I did have a lot of pain and discomfort for a while after giving birth, for like, I want to say maybe the first 2 months. I started to feel better after, because I went and I did my follow-up at, I think it was like either 7 weeks. I think it was 7 weeks I did my follow-up with my OB. And I found out that when she took a look, because I was like, I'm still feeling like discomfort and like stinging. And she saw that my body, from the tear that I had, my body was overcompensating when it came to healing. And so there was like a small like extra growth of like skin in my vagina, and so that was like causing the discomfort and the stinging and the pain. So she ended up using I think like silver nitrate or whatever, and which was painful, and like burning it off. I have a video of it. I won't show it here because I'll get flagged for pornography, but so she like burnt it off, and I definitely had some pain and discomfort in that moment when she did that. But after a few days, finally felt some relief. I finally felt like myself again down there, which was nice. So that was great to like get to the bottom of that and make sure. And so, if you are a new mother or postpartum mother, make sure, I know it's hard because you're busy and you've got a lot going on, but make sure you go to that follow-up appointment and you check in to make sure that everything is good. You know what, I'm gonna do both the front pieces at the end. Yeah, make sure you go in, because you never know. And then also, like, as a breastfeeding mom who like, I like breastfeed constantly, I just, like before your boobs were like sexy, and now like, I'm like, I don't feel like my boobs are sex objects anymore. I feel like they're like, I don't know, they're for my son, which is so annoying. I just feel like a cow, like always milking. So, I just kind of have to find my footing in that and find myself again where it comes to being at one with my body and feeling sexy and feeling, comfortable in that space or in that way again. Because it's different. It's so different. And I'm just like, wow, it's not, and it's not just about like weight gain. It's about those things, those other little things that people don't talk about. Like, I mean, I do have a little pooch now down at the bottom. I always had a little fupa, but Now I'm like, damn, I was complaining about my fupa and it really wasn't as bad as it is now. Because I definitely look like I'm in the early second trimester right now if I'm not sucking my belly in. But I'm giving myself grace. I would like to begin my fitness journey soon. It's just hard for me right now because I am literally so tired. And then on top of that, I'm always hungry because I'm breastfeeding. So I know that once I start working out more consistently, I'm gonna have to be eating. Oh man, I don't know when it stopped, but I'll go back just a little bit just in case. But we are planning on celebrating his birthday in the south of France. David, I don't know if you know, but David is 4 years older than I am. So he is turning 40 this year and I am turning 36. And so I need to start planning that as soon as possible. I don't think I've mentioned it before, but if you're into astrology, David is a Cancer and I am a Virgo. And before the camera cut off, I was telling the story of in high school, my mom had this big astrology book, and I remember reading in it that the ideal match for a Virgo woman is a Cancer man. And so ever since high school, I have been searching for my Cancer man. And and I mean like loosely searching, like more so just like if I happen to, meet a guy that I'm attracted to and who's attracted to me and he happens to be a Cancer, I'm a little bit more like, ooh, okay, maybe this is the one. But I would obviously date other signs. Like I'm not that crazy because I know some people out there who like, you gotta be this or that for me to even like consider going out on a date with you because we got a match and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, that's crazy. Because I'm not the type to block a blessing. Because things come in different packages, So when I met him and found out that he was a Cancer, that was obviously a plus. So long story short, I ended up getting my perfect match, my Cancer man. And I definitely do agree that we work really, really, really well together, which is really nice. I mean, obviously there's sometimes some emotional differences. And so that can kind of impact, our communication styles with each other and whatnot. And so there was definitely a bit of a learning curve, but overall, like, David is my person. And I think, not just because of his sign. I think just in general, he is my person and was sent here by God for me. And I him. So that is relationship and dropped a little gel on the floor. That is relationship and also my fitness journey and goals. I hope to begin working out soon because it's important to me to, feel good within my body overall. And I mean, not just feel good about being slim or, in shape, but feel good as in like have energy and not huffing and puffing walking up the stairs. And also Shay is getting bigger. He's moving around a lot more. And I want to be able to like, be an active mom with him and not be exhausted in the process. So I got to get on it. I got to get on it. Because as soon as he starts crawling, I'll be chasing him around the house. And I need the energy to do that. So we're making good movement here. We are almost done. In terms of my career, work has been good. I'm just kind of like easing back into things and just trying to like stamp myself, because I think I put all my eggs in the Instagram basket at one point, and although it did benefit me and it was, it was great and I work with so many amazing brands, I do feel there is value in me being on YouTube and also just having my own autonomy, because the thing about YouTube is I don't have to depend on a brand for a paycheck on YouTube, like YouTube pays you by the views. My views are not amazing like they used to be because I took such a long hiatus from YouTube, but I think with consistency, y'all will come back to me. Start watching me again. And I think that to me is better than like waiting around for a brand to pay me. Like if I just go based off of the fact that like my content is great, my audience loves me, and I'm posting consistently and getting paid for that, that feels a lot better to me. Not to mention, I'm trying my hand at TikTok. I'm actually better now. I'm doing better on TikTok. I was never into TikTok. I don't like the interface at all. I still don't. But and then also I'm very into like really curated, cool, beautiful content, and TikTok is very like nitty gritty. But I thought to myself about it, and I'm like, you know what? TikTok is kind of like mini YouTube because I'm not, everything isn't super polished on my YouTube channel, you know? So I was like, let me just bring that sensibility over there. And so far, it's actually, now that I've been consistent, it's been going well for me. So I'm happy about it. And I just got accepted to the TikTok Creator Fund or program or whatever it's called. So that has been cool. You know, anything for a little extra change, child. So yeah, that's been good. And then my podcast, I'm going to be relaunching it this year, but I'm working on a few things before I do, and just figuring out like what the new direction is going to be for the podcast, and then going to go from there. I think the biggest thing for me career-wise this year is my retreat in Bali. If you did not see the video about that, or see any information on that, I am hosting a wellness retreat in Bali in August, and there are still some slots left. And I would love for you to go. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be 7 days, and we're going to be staying in 2 locations. We're going to stay in Ubud, Bali, and Sanur, Bali. I hope that I'm pronouncing that correctly. And Ubud is a little bit more city, like kind of, and then Sanur is beach, and the hotel is going to be like on the beach, which is really nice. So you're going to get a good, you're going to get the best of both worlds, which is really nice. And I will be hosting wellness workshops, and then we'll also have like a full itinerary of other activities to do that are pretty traditional to Bali. And I'm really, really excited because the last retreat that I had in St. Martin was such a huge success. Like such a huge success, and it went really, really, really well. So I know that this one's going to go really well too. And we have some ladies from the first retreat coming back for the next one, which definitely speaks volumes to the fact that, you know, it was valuable. So yeah, and we have some payment plan options. So so you can pay it, you know, in installments and take your time, which I think is really, really important because, again, finances. So, you know, I would say look into it. I'm going to put details on it in the description below, and then I'll also put in the comment section so you can see for yourself and think about it. And, you know, if you don't have a friend to go with you, that's fine, because I have a lot of solo travelers who came to the first retreat and who are coming to this one currently. And my camera said, "You've been yapping too long. I'm hot. I'm overheating." But what I was saying is that I had a lot of solo travelers the first retreat, and I'm going to have a lot of solo travelers in this next retreat. And also I am very present and hands-on at the retreat. Like I'm there. So it's not like you come and you barely get to see me or talk to me. Like I'm actually making time to talk to everyone and, you know, be there for you. So if you are coming by yourself, just know that like you're gonna be hanging out with me. You're not by yourself. And also, you know, sometimes these are good experiences to have on your own, because I think when it comes to growth and, you know, digging deep, sometimes you need to just be on that journey on your own so that you're not, you know, worried about somebody else and what they're going through, what they're doing, and how that affects you, you know? So yeah, so I would definitely consider it if I was you to come to my retreat. It's in August, so you still have some time. And I think, I forget what it is, but there's one service for you to pay it in installments where you can even pay it for the next 12 months. Like you don't have to have it all paid down by August, which is good. and which is really, really helpful. But again, I'm gonna put all that information in the description box and in the comment section below. My goal is to have multiple retreats a year. So I want this to continue to be successful so that I can have multiple retreats and multiple events that just bring like-minded women together, women who are on a journey or have a goal in mind to dig deeper into themselves and to rewrite their narrative. I think it's really important because I've gone through that self-love journey, and I'm still going through that self-love journey because I think that it's a journey that is a lifelong one. It's not something that, okay, I finally got a man, I finally got a house, I finally got a kid, I don't have to self-care anymore. No, you got to keep on keeping on, because also your needs are different, your goals are different, and so your self-care is constantly evolving. And that's something that I really want to drive home throughout my retreats and the events that I host for women. I'm very curious as to how my hair is going to look when it dries, because I have never seen it like this. Like, this is the longest my hair has ever been, and and especially like the front, because the front is usually like short and bangy. So let's see what this is going to look like, child. My camera cut off again. It was like, I'm overheating. So I was like, let me just use this time to like clean up and put everything away. But my hair is completely saturated in the leave-in conditioner and the gel, and it looks really good. I'm very pleased with how it looks. I can't wait for it to be dry. Speaking of dry, it won't turn on. Like, there we go. I'm putting thing here, and then look. Such BS. I mean, I have had it for like years, but still, like $500. I got it for free, but $500. I mean, I paid for my other one, the Air Straight. I love the Air Straight so much. It's still working, it's still kicking, and I paid $500 for that. But yeah, $500 for this, and it should last me for the rest of my life. But yeah, so I have to just let my hair air dry, and then my Air Straight does have like a blow dryer like end, so later on tonight, if my hair is not fully dry before I go to bed, I'll probably just like blow it with that, just to make sure that my hair is not wet when I'm going to sleep, because then that's going to defeat the purpose of styling it in the first place, because my hair is going to be matted and all of that. So just going to let this air dry for the rest of the day and see what it looks like. I am very happy with the results. Danny trimmed my hair, was it the last time? I don't know if it was the last time or like the time before. So I think that was really helpful, because you see the ends are nice and coiled, and I didn't have to do anything. I was thinking I might have to like use a tail comb and wrap it around some of the pieces in case they were a little straggly, but I feel like overall my curls look very good, and not damaged. Yes. So I'm gonna go and have some lunch because I am starving, but thank you so much for watching this video. I will show you what it looks like dry. Yeah, I want to get this video up tonight, but I'm like, damn, I gotta let it dry. I should actually just do it and then do a part 2 or something with my hair. Maybe I'll do a part 2. Yeah, maybe I'll do a part 2 so you have something to look forward to. I'll do a part 2 once my hair is completely dry, and maybe that video will be like how I take care of it at night or something else. We'll see. But stay tuned to see what it looks like completely dry. Thank you again for watching, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or feedback, be sure to leave them in the comment section below. And if you like this video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe, and that when you do, you turn on the notifications for me so that you can actually know when my next video goes live. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time.